Hello, everybody. Halima LaPlante here. I am your wild wolf mama, and it has been a year. It has been a mess of a year. Like, probably the hardest year during this entire pandemic for me. Now, I realize a lot of people, they started the pandemic in a crisis. Like, pandemic, crisis, boom, they were in it, right? But not me, because being alone, well, not, I don't want to say alone because there was like 7 other people in my house, but being oh god, what was it called, we had to like shelter in place. Being sheltered in place like that was, this is getting hot, I hope it's not getting too hot, so cool. Like, I didn't have to drive kids places. I didn't have to, I'm kind of concerned, I'm gonna just hold this. I didn't have to drive kids places. I didn't have to do all these things. All I had to do was just stay home and take care of my family, and not go anywhere, not socialize. Like, that felt amazing, like amazing. And I started diving into human design, which I'd always been interested in, but never had the time to get into. That first year, I think a lot of people were trying to create some kind of normalcy, which of course is normal reaction. But then we just kind of settled into, fuck it, this is where we are right now, you know, we're just gonna shelter in place and do our thing. And I think a lot of people really freaked out being alone by themselves. They were not okay being alone by themselves. And meanwhile, I was wishing I could be alone by myself. There's literally no space, even to this day, for me to just be in a room that's not the bathroom with the door locked by myself. Mamas, you know what I'm talking about. There's always someone pulling my skirt, trying to get my attention, trying to get me to do something, you know, which is fine. It's my job. That's what I do. I don't mind it. I soak it up, because at some point these people are going to be gone and ain't going to be thinking about me, and you know, gonna have their own lives, and I'm gonna have mine. So, but last year, this past year, I mean, you kind of know, my husband died. I am a widow. I'm a widow. I am a widow. So, at some point, I suppose I should reflect and make a post about the lead up. I don't really have time to do that right now, because it's been an incredible journey and transformation. The entire story is honestly phenomenal, and I want to tell it right. And right now, I don't know how to tell that story without sounding like I'm blaming him. Because I'm not. There's nothing to blame him for. There's no fault to be had, you know? But it is straight up out of a fucking Maury Povich episode. And I know I need to tell this story. I know I need to tell the story. I knew I was going to need to tell the story, and I think it's going to happen sometime this year. Just to have the story out there, just to get it out of me. Because right now it's here and it's stuck and it needs to get out. But before that can happen, there's this energy that is stuck right here in this area that needs to move down and out and get rooted, I think, before I can tell the story, and I need to have the energy for it. Human design is transforming me. This whole experiment is transforming me, and it's making me more sensitive to my energies, to the energies of others. I hope that this volume is okay, because I got the car on and the AC because it's too hot. Even though it's spring, it's too hot inside the car to do anything else. But the bottom line is, I became a widow. I got involved with a couple of people, and I produced a planner, a human design planner called the ProLiner Planner. It's still on sale on my website, which was an incredible process, and also an enlightening process, right? Because everything is here to teach you. Everything, so yeah, that happened, and I'm getting a clearer idea on what it is I'm here to do. And I'm just excited about life. But for now, the story that I can tell you is I have started down this process. I got involved with this lady who I really don't know how to explain what she does. She's a projector like me. I believe she's a 5/1. I know she has a 5th line in there somewhere. And it's only been like a few weeks, but it's been kind of an incredible process of her witnessing me, which I didn't know what that meant. I feel like it's like she's holding space for me to be open and vulnerable and to just kind of guide me down a path of intense self-development, spiritual growth, discovery, integration. All this, there's this word that keeps going around, and in her, she has this network of people, which is really quite an amazing group of people. And as I'm developing and uncovering and opening up, there are these words that they use that at first I was like, oh my god, that's so silly. And I was all judgmental, but it really fits. They use words like yummy, juicy, and they're not talking about food. They're just talking about, for me, it's energetic. And as I decondition, I can feel things. I've noticed this past couple of days. I can feel different people's energies, and it's making me very discerning about who I want to be around, and like being outside and even in grocery stores and everything around all those people. Like, it's not yummy. Most people are not delicious, right? Like, I can bring in their energy and it pierces me, and then it like injects me, and it just spreads out through all my body, and it's like or it's like, oh god, it's exhausting. Like, energy vampires. How cliche. What was I talking about? Right, so she has been helping me walk through this process, guiding me through this process, and it's an intense process for me. But it's been an amazing process because I have been beginning to understand myself. I am a fucking genius. I mean, I have to be in order to fool myself, right? I can see other people's things, no problem, but myself, yeah. One of the things that I've been noticing, probably the main thing, is this fear of intimacy, this fear of being vulnerable. And to me, this is a really basic bitch kind of thing. Like, everybody's afraid of intimacy. Everybody's afraid of being vulnerable. Why can't I have something exotic wrong with me? But it's cool. It's like, whatever. This is what I have to work with. This is what I do. I do what I do. And yesterday I woke up to the realization that this incident that I thought I was over, a series of incidents, one thing that happened in my childhood, it still, to this day, flavors my life. I go back to that time and the sadness of that poor little girl, like poor little me, like I can feel it. once again, it's right here, my heart chakra. It hurt. You remember in the 80s, I don't know, however old you are, if you were around in the 80s as a child, there was this thing called clowning. You used to cap on, you put capping on. And I got capped on, like, maliciously, viciously, just like torn apart with words. Picked apart by these vultures. The shoemakers. Yeah, I said their name. There was a whole fucking slew of them, like a pack. All the ages, like, their mama just boom, 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 kept popping them out, and they were this little clan of fucking shoemakers. There was none in my class. It seems like every other class there was a shoemaker. They were some badass kids. Y'all want to talk about some baby's kids? That's who these bitches were, you know. That's who colored baby's kids. It's kids like these, the shoemakers. They were mean as hell. Of course, my mama said, oh, you know, them boys, they got crushes on you. They just like you. They're jealous. I didn't believe it, but I guess maybe a part of me did. And it made me think that's what love was, right? Someone cares about you. They hurt you. It hurts. And you would be surprised at how close love and pain actually are physically in your body. First of all, I experience it in the same spot here. Whether I love someone, whether they cause me pain, internal pain, emotional pain, it's the same feeling. It's the same spot. Right, you know what? It does even kind of feel the same. That pain, that love, oh, it's so filling and delicious, or so it does something to your body. And really, I'm starting to believe that feelings, when you experience them in your body, are very neutral. But you add color to it. Your mind adds color to it. It adds the spice. It adds the tone that makes you think, label it, oh, this is love. Oh, this is pain. This is infatuation. All these things. Consequently, I am also listening to the book Existential Kink. If any of you have read that book, you know what I'm talking about. If not, definitely highly recommend it. But I see how these choices, I always choose men who are out of reach, not available to me, emotionally, whatever. Those are the ones, and I fall in love with these men. I come up with all kinds of fantasies about why, you know, like we would have the perfect relationship. I ended up with a man who couldn't stop hurting me. And what was I doing? I was always pretending like the things that he did didn't bother me. Just ignore them. Pretend they don't hurt you, because that's the thing that satisfies them, so they'll keep doing it. He gave me exactly what I wanted. Because I didn't want to get hurt like I did all those years ago when the shoemakers used to crowd around me in a circle like vultures. Excuse me, my alarm went off. Tearing me apart with their words. You know, I see this in my friendships. I use comedy to keep people at a certain distance. I see it in my financial situation, you know, because I can't put myself out there and create a service or an offering, because that's too much vulnerability. That's like, if I do that, that's me. And it gives people the opportunity to crowd around me in a circle and tear me apart with their words like vultures. Pick at me, pick at my skin, pick at my organs, pick at my vulnerable bits and pieces. Just pick me apart until I shatter and I break and I die, until it hurts. What if the entire world does that? Like, literally, I depend on the world to be seen, to be recognized. I cannot have success without that recognition. I'm a projector. And yet I am afraid to be seen, to be vulnerable. Which, by the way, I'm doing exactly right now. So if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. I'm not ready. So that's what I realized this week. That I'm still not over that incident that happened so many years ago when I was single digits. Just like literally decades. But I will be soon. Because I am becoming. This is my journey. Thanks for watching.